Well, I'm pulling up the overtime. As you can see, I got a different change of clothes because I thought we were done for the night, and then I get a message in my inbox, and so I could not miss out an opportunity to talk with this champ. I always try to get guests that are relevant and now, but I also try to be respectful when like things are getting super hectic, and I don't think it's any more hectic for anyone else on earth, any other player that is outside of this guy. So Fedor, you're no stranger to the show, buddy. How are you, man?
Did you just say relevant?
Yeah,
I
more relevant. Yeah, more relevant, man. Because you're all over the place. You're in South Carolina
think
about to
I
do
think you
ESPN.
forgot about the irrelevant thing.
No, no. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, I didn't even realize that, man. I didn't even realize that. Of all choice of words, right? How fitting.
Yeah,
All right, buddy. I don't even know where to
all
begin.
good.
There's so much to go and talk with you about. From the match you announced yesterday with Tony to just coming back from the Philippines. But let's start with where you are right now. You're in South Carolina. You're about to do this ESPN PCL event. So why don't we begin with that? How did all this come about?
I mean, it came out of blue. I'm in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Yes, and it's gonna be live on ESPN 2 tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Uh, so yeah, Joni Archer actually just messaged me when I was in when was it? At the event in Big Dogs in Iowa, and just told me that guys are trying to bring pool back on ESPN, and they reached out to me. I guess they reached out to Joni to find the players to participate in the event, and Joni uh, have chosen me. So that's how it all happened, and we really didn't communicate much until yesterday, but we had a practice session today where we discussed the rules and all the format and everything. And I mean, it's going to be fun. It's good. It's good for pool. I think that it's coming back on ESPN. I think it's a big thing.
How did the practice go? Because you got some interesting characters on that roster, to say the least, between you four.
I mean, we didn't have much time. It was like 2 hours, but we were discussing all the rules because, it will be like a simplified version of the bonus ball that was played 10 years ago. But when you watch bonus ball, it was each team had three pockets, and there was some rules with special shots like a continuation shot, a target shot, so all kinds of kicks, and there was a lot of more strategy. But now I think they're trying to simplify the rules to where the average viewer will understand what's going on.
Do you understand what's going on after being introduced and a couple of hours worth of practice?
Yes, yes, I completely understood everything. But well, honestly, I learned the rules of the original bonus ball too. I watched a couple of games, and it's a fun game, especially when it's like a team event with three pockets. It's like a mix of straight pool and one pocket, I would say.
What does it feel like to kind of have that privilege and responsibility to be really the only player that's still actively competing, whether it's a male or female, on that small roster?
I mean, I'm very thankful for the opportunity. Like I said, being on ESPN is already like an achievement for anybody. I would say, not only athlete.
Yeah.
Uh, Plus, I always wanted to meet with new promoters and see what their perspective and what their goals are, and I was interested to just sit and talk with them. So that was also something that I wanted to achieve here. But yeah, I'm looking forward tomorrow. It's going to be live, so hopefully nothing crazy happens.
Have you ever been on anything that's comparable to that live on like national television?
I mean, I was live.
Mosconi Cup, but that's a little different.
Probably not. I don't know. We'll be mic'd up. I don't know if there will be any interviews. I hope not. Uh, uh, I'm really curious how it's gonna look.
Well, look, I'm not going to ask you any of the obvious questions, but what I will ask you is at least break down the how it's going to work. Who are you going to be teamed up with, and what's the format going to be like, and how can people tune in?
So I'm not sure if I can say anything about the format, but I play with Jennifer Barretta. It's going to be a Scotch doubles. We're going to play against Joni and Allison Fisher because Jeanette Lee had to drop out last minute, and Allison lives like 30 minutes away from here, so it was an obvious choice for them. Uh, it's gonna be a best of three sets, and I don't think I can say any anything more than that.
We got enough low hanging fruit to kind of get you in trouble over the course of this interview, but we'll move on to where you just came from, and you were on national television out there as well in the Philippines. I saw you made their CNN from what it looked like. So walk
CNN,
me,
yes.
yeah, what was that like, and how different was that for you?
I mean, I love Philippines. I really do. I mean, I've been there for over 4 weeks in the last 2.5 months. Uh, and it's great what they do for the sport there. I've been there 7 years ago, and it was just a gambling trip. And I went to Manila, Quezon City, and I've been everywhere around. And I been to all kinds of pool rooms, and everywhere I went, it was all just kind of a dirty action feeling to where
Yeah.
you walk into the pool room and everybody's just trying to hustle you. And but
So wait,
now
how old were
it's
you? How old were you on that trip? 7 years ago, you were how old?
16. I was 16.
So you were wet behind the ears still.
Yes, and the craziest story is I'm in Makati. That's like the American. I don't know. Uh, it's like the main district in let's say Manila. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's so. Anyways, I'm in Makati. I walk into the pool room called Super Bowl, and there's one diamond table in there, and the rest is star tables. So I jump on the diamond table, and I see some white kid walks into the pool room and goes to the diamond table and offers me to play, and I didn't know who it was. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna play a race to 21, and I didn't play any Filipino yet, so that's just my first match, and that was Tyler Steyer.
Is that right?
Yeah, and we ended up playing a race to 21, I think, for like 300. I remember both of us were missing like balls every rack, and my
Who
friend,
robbed who? That's what I want to know. Who robbed who on that
I
trip?
lost. I lost everything. I lost everything in Philippines. I remember I think I only won a few sets against Busti. I played a lot of sets against Chua back then, and I didn't win once. Played against Gomez, Alcano, and Patrick Gonzalez back then was already a good player.
The Philippines is kind of like a college, if you will, if you want to get better at pool. Is that
Well,
a
right
fair
now, right
statement?
now it's completely different. Right now it's completely different with sharks being involved. It's completely different. Like they really treat pool as a sport now. Of course, there is a gambling side of it in Philippines as well, but I really it's amazing to see how it's changed in such a short period of time.
What's that like having to wait out, 2-3 minutes in between racks when you're playing a long match? I'd imagine it's kind of hard to stay in any kind of rhythm, or you have to just adapt versus the way that you're used to playing.
It's brutal. It's brutal, but I mean, it depends how you look at it. If you, I mean, for somebody that is very emotional, I think it could be really bad because I mean, I really don't cannot see how Earl played a race to 90, waiting for 3 minutes every game. I'm sure it was tough for him. But for me, it was my fourth race already, and at the beginning it was a little bit frustrating, but also sometimes it kind of makes you think, what can you like? It gives you a little extra time to rethink, and for example, if you made a mistake
Yeah.
or you're emotionally was unstable, it makes you think a little more, and you can come back to your normal state of mind.
I'm sure you guys are getting taken care of pretty well. It seems like from everything that I've been seeing online. But are those big matches when you're playing those long races? Is there something in the middle for the winner outside of just playing the race to 90?
So I mean, every match, the both players are getting appearance fees,
Right.
but the loser is getting less and the winner is getting more. So
Okay,
there's
so there is something. Yeah, yeah. Incentive. There's incentive for you guys to go out there and win and try your best. I know
yeah, yeah, for sure.
you played Baseth the first time, and then who were the other matches? I know you just got done playing Dennis most recently. Who were the other two that you had matches out there with?
So the first trip that I went to, I played Bassett, and then I played Jericho Banyares, and I played Carlo.
Those are pretty big names. Did you how did you fare against Carlo and Jericho? I'd imagine you beat Jericho, but I didn't see how the
I beat
Carlo match went.
Jericho. I think I beat Jericho by 15 games, and I lost to Carlo by 9 games, I believe, or 7 games, something like that.
Explain to these pool fans, these fans around the world, how deep is the talent of Filipino players or these unknown players out of the Philippines relative to the rest of the world?
I mean, it's insane. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Even all those people saying that are saying online that there's all talents on Philippines, and but they didn't see that you have to go to Philippines and just walk. Like I said, you walk to any pool room. You walk to Hard Times. That's like a pool room nearby Sharks, and you just watch people play pool, like random people. I've never seen them. Everybody's just breaking and running. It's like it's ridiculous.
Well, that might be the only place you can get action these days, given how you've been running and steamrolling people, including Dennis most recently.
Unfortunately, not.
No,
Unfortunately, not. But I mean, I'm sure if I go, I'll have to go to like Anton's Draga pool room, or if I go to home pool room of Chua, or if I go somewhere where they will have like a home court advantage, then yes, I may have some action, I'm sure.
is it? But
But
what would the action be worth it for you, Fedor? Like in terms of the bet?
and I mean, it probably won't be a smart financial decision, but it may be worth taking a risk because I don't see anybody who is willing to play right now.
No, I don't think anybody wants that, especially you being here in the states. I don't see anyone who's chomping at the bits to go and play you any. But you do have a match coming up with Tony playing some more one pocket, a rematch of one of the only one pocket matches or any kind of action match in recent memory that you ended up losing. I think you lost by 3 4 games.
3 games, yes, 21-18.
So walk me through where you because you haven't really played one pocket since then, and now you're going back and you're playing him again, same table, same place. Walk me through that mindset of where you're at leading into this match and why you decided to book it again.
Well, I decided to book it again because I lost, but I just can't stand losing. But I've been playing a little bit one pocket since then. I've played some tournaments. In the last tournament, the Big Dogs, I actually lost to Tony in like 20 minutes. It was a joke. Uh, but I mean, I'm always looking forward to all these long races because every time I finish the match, I always learn something, and it doesn't happen. I don't learn that much from a tournament or any practice session. I think all these long races they teach me the most because I can
but
always figure out what to work on.
But you're looking for holes too, right? And now you've had, how, whatever it was, 40 games of playing Tony, at least just in that one match alone, not even to mention all the tournament matches you guys have been on. So I'm sure that strategy will have to change somewhat, leading
Yeah,
into
yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yes, absolutely. But the problem with Tony, he uh, he always comes up with some crazy, crazy stuff. Like the match I lost in Iowa, I lost 4-1. We literally played like 25 minutes, I think, maybe not even that. And I didn't sell out. Like every rack, he just went all in on some shot that if he misses, then he sells out. And he just made it every time and ran eight from like tricky positions.
But that's kind of what you get with Tony, right? Because he's gonna take flyers and he can execute. But if he doesn't, then that's selling out the farm. I think that's what years ago, whenever he played Josh, that was kind of the same strategy. He's gonna be a little reckless at times, but you dangle a carrot and see where you end up with whenever it's all done.
Yeah, when the shit is working, it's tough to beat him. I don't think it's possible to beat him if he makes the shots that he's trying to.
I saw from that website you guys are offering a really great price for that stream. It looked like it was an early bird special of like around $19. Is that right?
I haven't checked it. Kyle Ferguson is the one that takes care of it. He created a new platform, a new website, and you guys can check it out. I'm not sure what's the name of the website.
I think it's xpool.live if I'm not mistaken. So
Xpool.live. There you go. There you
yeah,
go. You can
I,
also
I
purchase the seats and everything. I mean, Kyle is always very, very technology wise about everything.
it's a race to 21 over 3 days. You're gonna have Jeremy Jones and Darren Appleton doing commentary. I just saw today $19 for 3 days worth of matches is ridiculous. It's a steal of a price. So go support the stream, go support the players. I
Plus,
think
if you're from that area, there will be a 5,000 added 10 ball tournament there, which is great.
well, are you going to be playing it? Because if you're not playing it,
No,
then the odds just increase that much more for everybody else playing that event.
no, I won't be playing.
I'm sure you're
I
going to
may
make a
go
lot
off
of
and
people happy.
I may go off and buy somebody in Calcutta, but I'm not gonna play. No.
So, what are your plans after leaving South Carolina, Fed? Are you going back and playing the European?
Yeah, I'm flying to Germany on Saturday, so the day after tomorrow, I fly to Germany. Then I fly from Germany back to Louisville, practice for 4 days, play Tony. Then I have a week where I have to like go to Chicago and apply for a visa, and then apply for a different visa in Louisville. All this crap with European visas and UK visas,
You've been
and then
doing this
I
now for a few months. So, what's that been like for you getting back on that professional like tournament run?
I mean it's cool. I like it. I mean it's tough on you traveling like that, but that's a part of it. I'm dealing with jet lags better already. Um, just trying to be fit and just enjoying it. I mean, I missed it. It's been a while since I competed, but
Well, we
eventually I had to start.
we had Shane on recently, and he was talking about some of the finances behind it. And I'd imagine coming from you dominated the U.S. for well over a year. Everywhere you won, you were winning everything, and to have to go and have this much more travel expense and going across the world, how much tougher is it for you relative to the way that it was kind of just sticking around here in the U.S.?
I mean, a lot more, a lot tougher. If I had to do it for money and just for money, and uh, I'd probably just never leave US and stay here because I can probably make triple, if not more, by just staying in the U.S. and playing local tournaments here.
But you're one of the fortunate ones where you can figure out other ways to make money while you're out in a different country, right? Whether it's appearance fees or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always making money. I mean, most of the time, but playing in tournaments, it's always tough. There's so many good players nowadays, and most of the time you're just traveling to a tournament where it's only one event. So, for example, you go to Germany now, and it's just one tournament. You can have a bad tournament, and there you go. It's like a $5,000-6,000 loss.
Quick.
Yeah,
But you seem to have more momentum in the last few events. We saw that most recently in Spain, where it's probably one of the deeper events that you've had in some time. How would you gauge where you're at right now, playing back on these matchroom stages, on these professional stages?
I mean, I'm feeling more comfortable in Spain. I honestly should have went deeper, but I couldn't handle it. I was just uncomfortable with everything around me. I mean, everything. I was frustrated with the refs, and I was frustrated that it was hot, and I couldn't just couldn't be calm, and that's what caused me in the end. But I still had a good run. I beat some good players, and I played some good matches, and I'm happy with the way I played in Philippines too. I was up on away and lost, but the same thing. I was very very frustrated.
Why do you say
Uh,
that? Because Mike told me you weren't feeling the condition so much out there.
uh, so I mean, lately a lot of little things bother me a lot. I don't know if I'm getting older or I'm getting crazier or
It's part of growing up is getting on tilt about certain things. Yeah.
yeah, but it's just like every match. Like every little thing can turn me on and I can go off on the ref or when I don't even have to. Like we're playing in the Philippines and there's all these different refs on every table and they really it's their first big event and really there shouldn't be a lot of expectations because they never did a matchroom event and they
Yeah, that's fair.
so well first of all they were using different set of balls on TV table and outside of the arena tables but
It
that
sounds like
that
the whole
was
world.
that was uh, a little bit complicated for me but it was okay. I mean everybody is on the same plate and everybody has to adjust.
Right.
Uh, but there was few little things like as a professional pool player, when you travel for I don't know for like 30 hours and you you play a match and you expect the rules to be the same every time.
Right.
And I remember I broke the balls and there was a rule, a 3 point rule. So I made two balls and one ball was right on the line on the kitchen line. So most tournaments, if you make two balls and one ball is just touching the line, whether it's the piece of the ball or base of the ball, it
You're
counts as the
good.
ball. Yeah. But one day, one ref told me that, it's okay and it counts as the ball as long as it touches the line. And then the next time I broke the balls and it was the exact same situation. Then the ref tells me, the half of the ball should be crossing the line.
That's
So
such an
then
arbitrary term.
I just went off and I took my phone off and I took a picture. I said I'm gonna blast you on Facebook and all that. The ref could barely speak English too, and I see that I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, just calm down, go sit in your chair. But I just in the moment I just can't. It just it just turns me to a different person.
Yeah. How do you compartmentalize in those moments better? How do you process better? How do you handle it better? Because you're always going to have traveling across the world. You're going to have some things that are going to be consistent, but this isn't going to be the last time something like that's going to happen.
No, no, no. That's what I'm saying. Every tournament I go to, there at least one or two times it happens every trip. So it's not like only a thing that happened in Philippines. No, it was the same in Spain. It was the same in UK. It was the same in Iowa. It was the same everywhere.
Yeah,
You go to Iowa, and the tables weren't marked, and then I'm like, fuck, where should I wreck the balls?
yeah,
It just constantly thinking that some player will be cheating, and then I just the thoughts are just nonstop
yeah.
changing, and
Where
but
where do you feel like those rules ought to settle, Fedor, for most of these events? Because you have some, like the Philippines was really the first one where I saw alternate break, where I saw 3-point rule come back into effect. Because otherwise, I haven't seen any World Nine Ball Tour events with those rules back in them.
well, the 3-point rule, I respect that rule because right now there is a lot of arguing whether the player is breaking soft because in rules it says that the soft break is not allowed, but the ref is the one that
Makes the
uh,
call.
makes the call whether it's soft or hard. Like there is a lot of players soft breaking, in my opinion, on the tour right now, and I mean that call against Skyler in UK was one of the examples where Skyler, in my opinion, broke pretty hard, and he had a call from the ref saying that he should be breaking harder. I think to eliminate that, you should get a 3-point rule in play. I don't think that's that hard of a change, and I don't think that's tough to explain to an average viewer. Uh, and I think it's gonna eliminate all the arguing. Like
I
you will have a luck factor in the game to where sometimes you'll make two balls and nothing's gonna cross the kitchen line. Yes, you will have that even when you break hard, but I mean that will be part of the game.
I think that's always been their argument, is that it's relaying that to the average viewer, saying, why is that guy sitting down when he just made two balls on the break? And it's
Yeah, but
that
it's
constant
very it's
education.
very very easy to explain it to the viewer. You can make all the graphics, and I think I saw the Pat Fleming and AccuStats. They did it. They did the graphics already
For
because
the three
I
point rule.
remember I was yeah the 3-point rule because I remember I was watching the stream and Mark Wilson was commentating and they had a graphic on the stream saying non-compliant break player made two balls nothing crossed the kitchen line and Mark Wilson was explaining and I don't think that's that hard to explain.
Well, I think to diehards, yeah, but I guess I can see the argument in the sense that, like, you don't want to have to be explaining things three, four, five, six times during a TV match, to viewers. That's going to get, repetitive, and it's already an
No,
uphill battle when it comes to pool to certain extent. But like, how do you? Because listen, you're always going to have shit come up that can kind of rattle you, and I'm glad to hear that it's not just me that can get tilted, because I can get like you. But like, how do you? In those moments, or what are your attempts going to be like going forward to kind of help maneuver those situations a lot easier, where you're not going to get shifted if something goes not the way
no,
you want.
I'm already feeling a little bit better, but I think I still need to find like a mental coach or a psychologist or if anybody
Yeah.
is watching.
We'll get you in contact. Yeah, we'll find you
Yeah,
somebody,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Give me some help, please, because I need it. I need it. I'm like, I was watching some uh, tennis shows on Netflix. I saw an episode about Marty Fish and Andy Roddick, and all the tennis players, the way they struggle mentally, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck, will I be the same in 5 years or what? Uh, it could be.
No, but that's eye opening
Pool
though,
pool is
Federer, and
such a
that's natural, man. Like, and I guess, listen, I'm fans would love hearing that you struggle with it, because then now they can relate to you even more. Now you're more humanized to them, because before you're just so robotic and composed, and under pressure you handle things, tough situations, good situations. You always seem to have your shit together, and it's interesting that you kind of go through those emotions even despite all your raging success. You know.
I'm a good player when I'm comfortable. I'd say that, but there is plenty of moments when I'm uncomfortable. That's where the best players win. When they're uncomfortable. Being comfortable when you're uncomfortable. That's where the real challenge begins.
Do you think there's some players on the tour that might use that information to their advantage to kind of try to rattle you a little bit and pull some little mental moves with you?
No, that happens already. I mean, nothing new is going to happen.
Give me some names. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, everybody knows the names already. So
All right, well, let's talk about some other news of the day, because earlier today we had on Shane Tyree of the WPA, and a few topics that were discussed were you and Christina
the fun
being
begins.
the fun begins. Yeah, this is really how this whole conversation starts. Fedor messages me, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get my ass chewed out for something, and then and then here we are a few minutes later. So talk to me from your perspective, Fedor. Now you're back playing under a neutral flag, under matchroom events, right? For the most part, although there were some events that you're not allowed to go to, or walk me through the back end a little bit.
Uh, so yeah, I mean, all the major events. I'm thankful to Emily that she allowed me and all the Russian athletes and Belarusian athletes to play in her events under the neutral flag. And yes, I was not allowed to play in one tournament in Poland. It was World Nine Ball Championships, and
Right.
it was up to a national federation that was saying that we won't allow the Russian athletes to be there. But that was kind of logical to me because that's the closest country to Ukraine, and there is a possibility something bad can happen. So
Right.
I understand that call. Uh, but I mean, I listened to the interview with Shane Tyree, and I don't know. I mean, it seemed like he doesn't know some stuff that is going on in WPA or EPBF still, so he can't really make a call. And I'm not sure who I should contact to because I'm messaging WPA asking because right now all the players there is a choice where you have to go. Everybody try to schedule things, and for me, I have to schedule even prior everybody's schedule their uh, trips because I need to do the visas. And like I said, I have to do the European visa, I have to do the UK visa. So I already have to send two of my passports.
Right.
And right now, if I want to go to China, for example, I need to get my European visa done in time so I can apply for China. And that takes time. That takes time. And for example, right now, I have to choose between Qatar or Vietnam, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play in Qatar. I don't know the format of that tournament in Qatar, but that's kind of new. But in my opinion, when they release the tournament dates, they release that the tournament is full already, which they did already. They
They
made a
did.
post
Yeah.
that
The other
the
day.
Qatar Open is already full, but they
So
never posted the format. They never posted what the break format is. You can't find it anywhere.
were you given any kind of priority as far as signing up, given your ranking in the WPA?
Signing up where?
So, like some events, they'll give priority to, let's say, if you're a top, whatever, 16, 20, 50th player, whatever, based off of their WPA ranking. So, were you allocated any kind of spot for either China or Qatar to be able to sign up for that tournament?
I was never I was never contacted by WPA yet. So what happened was for the China Open, I don't remember who I reached out first to. Somebody from WPA But I really didn't care about China Open because I knew that most likely it's going to be one ball on the spot, and there is no way I'm traveling to China to play one ball on the spot.
Why is that, Fedor? Why is that?
Well, listen, it's 2023, and I'm playing. We're getting spoiled by playing tougher rules. Matchroom. Thank God they
Right.
made the nine ball was the toughest rule there is, to where the better player, in my opinion, has an advantage over a bigger advantage over the lower ranked players. To where you go to China Open, you play a race to nine with magic rack and one ball on the spot
Wing
and an
ball every time.
alternate break. The wing ball's flying in every time. Everybody's breaking the same. Like every single player. And you know, I just don't want to do it. It's not fun. It's not the game of pool that I want to play.
Right.
It's not as challenging as I want it to be. So that's why I wanted to figure out whether it's going to be the same uh, breaking format in Qatar or no. With Matchroom releasing the dates for that Vietnamese tournament, I want to just uh, measure all the pros and cons for both tournaments. And
Before you make a decision. That's fair.
yes, but I also so right now I have to. So when I have to go to apply for the European visa, I'll be going to Austrian embassy to apply for a visa for the World 8 Ball Championships, because I will be flying to Austria from Vietnam. I have to give all the itinerary to the embassy, but I need to provide all of my flights from US to somewhere. So, for example, it will be from US to Qatar, from Qatar to Vietnam, from Vietnam to Austria. And if, for example, I don't know, right now, I don't know where I'm going, I have to buy a ticket somewhere before I go to the embassy. So if WPA doesn't reply before I go to the embassy, I will have to go to Vietnam.
What's a standard turnaround time for you to hear back from someone from the WPA whenever you do reach out to them, Feder, like on average?
It's very different. Uh, I don't really talk with them that much, but before it used to be really quick. Like a year ago or 2 years ago, they were answering within a day. That's why right now it just seems a little bit complicated when I send an email to them and then I don't hear back in like a week or two.
Do you feel that a part of that is because of the ongoing political issues and where you stand in that whole thing?
It could be. I mean, I don't want to believe in it, but probably could be. And
Because you're
I
not,
mean,
listen,
really,
you're not some average player, right? You know, and
I mean,
I'm not stroking your ego here, but if being an A1 player isn't getting a response from them in a reasonable amount of time, there's an issue there, even if it's
no,
I'll get back
for
to you as
sure,
soon as possible, you
for
know.
sure, for sure. I just want to hear something. That's correct. Yeah.
So that kind of handcuffs you as far as you're able to make a decision. So then does that just mean you're going and staying in Vietnam then, and you're going to be playing that event leading up to the Asian Open? Is that where that kind of you just settle at?
Right.
Even though
I mean,
the
right
prize
now, yes,
fund, because the prize fund is like double in Qatar, I think, right? Like from 150 prize fund to
yes, yes. I
300,000.
mean, the prize money is bigger in Qatar, and plus, I think most players will be going to Vietnam because it's more convenient to stay in Vietnam and get ready for the Asian Open. And but like I said, if it's going to be the one ball on the spot, I don't know if I want to go to Qatar.
Even if it's a maybe a bit of a softer field.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a softer field.
Yeah.
I mean, there
So
there
the
will be some good players there as well.
so what is it that I guess my question is how has the WPA served you over the last few years being a player? You know, if you're paying your dues whenever you win their WPA sanctioned events, do you feel like as a player, and maybe you can speak on behalf of other players, do you feel like you guys get your money's worth from the WPA at all, or to any extent?
Um, I don't really know. I mean, WPA. I wasn't really involved in any of the WPA conversations until until I was banned, and then I mean, I really don't know because WPA in players' eyes has
What do they
reputation.
do? Yeah, what do they do in the eyes of the
It
player?
has a reputation of. I mean, everybody's saying the WPA is just sanctioning events and just taking the fee of every event and not doing anything. That's what everybody's thinking.
And that's
Like
fair.
I won't be
That's
lying. That's what
yeah,
everybody's thinking.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
absolutely everybody. Um, so I mean, I haven't really talked to them. I did when I was banned, and then the whole thing with EPBF and Euro tours, where I'm allowed to play and where I'm not allowed to play, back and forth. But other than that, we haven't really talked much, other than me reaching out to them about the China Open in Qatar.
When I spoke with Shane, I point blank asked him, you know, who was responsible for allocating those spots for you guys, and he deferred to the, you know, the EPBF initially. But with you guys being banned, there's no way either one of you, you or Christina, would have gotten spots from the EPBF because of where you stand with them. Is that accurate?
I don't know. I mean, we're not allowed to play. No, I don't. I don't think it's right because I am allowed to play in World 10 Ball Championships. I am allowed to play in World 8 Ball Championships. It's a
Right.
WPA sanctioned event.
No. But I mean in the sense that like if those if you guys would have been under the EPBF's allocations, then you two in particular would not have had a chance to get one of those because
Yeah,
they
but I
don't.
think we're getting the spots in World Championships by EPBF as well. Is what I'm
Oh, is
saying.
that right? Oh, okay.
I may be wrong. Maybe EPBF is saying no, we're not giving spots, and then just I don't know, Kareem or somebody's giving us wild cards. Could be that too. I'm not sure.
Whatever it
I'm
takes for
not
you to get
sure.
them to dance, huh?
It could be that, but I wasn't told that I was playing as a wild card. I think I always played as somebody from WPA ranking.
So what is it that you, a player like yourself, what is it that you would hope would happen in the next, you know, few years as
I
far
just
as?
hope I find some passport. I don't give a damn for which country I play. I play for myself.
Yeah.
I play for myself. I just want to play. Really, I just don't care for who I play, who I represent. Represent myself. I just want to be able to play anywhere I want and play as much pool as I can right now because I'm young and I'm hungry to win. I'm hungry to travel. I'm hungry to, learn. I don't think I will be the same in 10 years. So,
Yeah, what I think 10 years you'll still be in your prime. You know, look at Shane. He's still in his. He just turned 40 and he's still playing pretty sporty.
no, I
Yeah.
phrased it wrong. I don't want to be doing the same thing in 10 years.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you Are you optimistic as far as the financial situation of pool and where it's heading in, like directionally?
Yes, I'm very happy. I think that pool is growing dramatically over the last 2 years, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think there's a lot of potential, and honestly, the fighting between all the promoters kind of helping the situation too, because they're all trying to compete with each other and trying to make events better than the others. So, the World Table Championships, the winner will get 75,000. It's a big prize.
Yeah. Where are your goals at now? You know, 8 months into the year, as far as Moscone Cup, and you know, is that still something that you're hoping for or optimistic for, or are you just kind of doing your own thing and whatever happens happens?
Whatever happens, happens. I honestly don't know that that'll be ever my goal. Moscone Cup. Like I said, I have a mentality now that I don't know. I'm kind of selfish. when it comes to pool. I just want to play for myself. And Mosconi Cup is always was always something that I wanted to be a part of before,
Right.
but really the last 2 3 years it changed to where I really don't think I don't have the goal of being on the team. Like I want to be on the team. That'll be a good bonus, and I even apply for a UK visa in case something happens and I qualify.
Yeah.
But if I don't qualify, I won't be sad. I'll just book a flight to Maldives and go to vacation.
Where are you at right now on their rankings, Feder, for as far as Europeans?
I'm somewhere in top five, I think.
Do you? I know there's a conflict when it comes to Jason's event and the Predator event going on. What are your? And I know you were signed up for the Predator event. Is that still something you're planning on attending?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be going to Predator event just simply because I already signed up and we already booked an Airbnb, and I'll be going with Christina and Vitali, and I like that place in Battle Creek. So
You like the middle of nowhere, huh? There's not there. There's like a good coffee shop down the street that's pretty good. I remember, and
there's a good restaurant, and there isn't many places to go there, but we found a good Airbnb and staying on the lake, and it's peaceful.
so
I
what's
like it there.
what are your goals for the rest of the year, Feder? Outside of just playing your best pool and all that,
I want to I
what
want
are
to
you hoping
win
to
a
do?
major tournament. I want to win a matchroom event. I want to prove to myself that I belong there, and I feel like once I win one of these tournaments, I will feel more comfortable, and that's what always happened before. Whenever I won something big, the wins they were coming in streaks.
Yeah. Well, you might be the only guy on earth who may think that you don't belong there because everybody else knows you do, But I get the competitive nature and spirit of your comment, and just wanting to kind of get that monkey off your back. But it's tough to do, It's not getting easier. The
It's
competition's a lot
not. No, it's
stiffer.
not. It's not
Yeah.
easy at all.
You
No, it's
got
not.
you got a lot of fans here in the states. We got a comment in the chat. We've been able to see all your comments. We appreciate all you guys who have tuned in. Um, it says, "Is Federer going to be at the Texas Open this year?"
No, I won't be because I will be going to Turning Stone chasing ranking points.
That don't make any sense. So why okay, indulge me here for a minute. If you're not gonna go to Jason's and go to the Predator event, what happens if at the end of the year you're like 5 grand short or 3 grand short, and that could have
Then they're
changed.
idiots for not choosing me as a wild card.
And on that note, we're gonna get out of here because Federer's absolutely right. Federer, I appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you for tuning for coming on the show, and not going off the way that I hoped you would, but I kind of hoped you wouldn't.
We have
Uh,
5 minutes before I go on complete tilt.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that's exactly why we're getting out of here. No, listen, I appreciate you. I reached out to Tony too, so we're gonna try to have him on xpool.live to check out the stream. Feder's gonna be on ESPN, I think at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So the hell with Johnny, go support Federer and the other three who were out there. It's gonna be a great match, and yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming on as always.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Bring
Yeah, man.
Tony here. Tell him to bet more. Hopefully he shows up with something more.
Is so you're even though you lost, you want to bet it up some more.
Yeah, every match I played, every single long race I've played, I always try to bet as much as I can.
So it's open. If they want to bet it up,
It's
you'll
wide
accommodate
open,
it.
wide
You
open.
heard it here. You heard it here. Federer, go enjoy tomorrow. Go get some rest. We'll see you guys later. And thanks for stopping by, you guys.